I just tested 10 home theater systems from $300 to $2,000, and the results shocked me. The number 10 system ruins every action movie with muffled dialogue. Number 5 costs $1,500, but suffers wireless dropouts constantly. And number 1 isn't the most expensive, proving smart buying beats blind spending. Before we count down from worst to best, hit subscribe and drop a like if you want honest rankings that save you money. Tell me in the comments, what home theater system are you using and what problems are you facing? I rank these on 4 factors: sound quality for dialogue, bass, and surround immersion, features like Atmos and wireless connectivity, reliability from real user reports, and value, meaning performance versus price. This reflects what you actually experience, not marketing hype. Number 10, Sony HTS40R. At $300, the Sony HTS40R is a 5.1 package with soundbar, wireless sub, and rear speakers. Sounds great on paper, but dialogue is muffled and buried in the mix. You'll constantly adjust volume or use subtitles because voices don't anchor to the screen. The wireless sub booms without control, and HDMI ARC randomly drops connection mid-movie. For $300, you're getting technical surround sound that fails at basic dialogue and reliability. Stretch to $500 for dramatically better options. Number 9. Logitech Z906. The Logitech Z906 at $400 is a decade-old 5.1 system with THX certification and multiple inputs for gaming and PC use. The problem is, no Dolby Atmos support in 2026, limiting you to flat surround sound instead of modern 3-dimensional audio. Sound quality is compressed and small scale. The sub hits hard for gaming, but lacks control for movies and music. This makes sense for PC gaming setups needing multiple wired inputs with zero lag. But for modern home theater with Atmos content, it's obsolete regardless of THX certification. Number 8. Onkyo HT-S3910. At $500, the Onkyo HT-S3910 includes an AV receiver and 5 speakers plus sub. Traditional home theater in a box with upgradability, but compromises everywhere result in mediocre sound. The receiver has basic Atmos virtualization, not discrete height channels. Small satellites sound tinny. The center struggles with dialogue. The bulky sub produces boomy, undefined bass. At this price, premium soundbars or budget component systems deliver better results with simpler setup. The HTS3910 is complicated without the sound quality to justify the hassle. Number 7. JBL Bar 5.1. Surround. The JBL Bar 5.1 at $500 uses detachable battery-powered speakers that separate from the soundbar for wireless surrounds. Clever solution, avoiding speaker wire and wireless lag issues. Sound quality is good with clear dialogue and decent bass. The fatal flaw is wireless performance in larger rooms over 300 square feet. Users report dropouts, crackling, and sync issues where rear effects lag. Battery-powered surrounds need charging every 8 to 12 hours, which becomes an inconvenience. Works well in small rooms, but wireless limitations and battery management prevent higher ranking. Number 6. Yamaha YHT-5960U. Moving into genuine mid-range territory, the Yamaha YHT-5960U at $700 is a complete 5.1.2 package with receiver and speakers. This system adds basic Dolby Atmos through 2 height channels, representing the entry point for actual overhead effects rather than virtualized approximations. Yamaha built their reputation on quality AV receivers, and the YHT-5960U benefits from that expertise with YPAO room calibration, 8K HDMI support, and solid build quality. The sound quality is balanced and detailed with much better speakers than budget systems. Dialogue is clear and natural from a proper center channel, surround effects have presence and directionality, and the subwoofer produces tight bass that doesn't overwhelm. The 2 height channels create a sense of verticality where rain, helicopters, and ambient overhead sounds convincingly appear above rather than just in front. This is entry-level Atmos that works rather than marketing hype claiming immersion it can't deliver. The limitation is that two height channels provide less dramatic overhead effects than four-channel Atmos systems. The soundstage has height, but it's not the immersive bubble that premium systems create. In scenes with aggressive Atmos mixing where sounds swirl around and overhead, the Yamaha hints at those effects rather than fully realizing them. It's dramatically better than no Atmos, but it makes you aware that better systems provide more convincing three-dimensional audio. The wired speaker configuration means running cables from the receiver to speakers positioned around your room. For permanent installations in dedicated theater spaces, this is fine and arguably preferable to wireless systems with potential dropouts. For living rooms where aesthetics matter and cable management is challenging, the wired requirement is limiting. The Yamaha YHT5960U represents solid value at $700 for people who want legitimate Atmos on a budget and don't mind wired connections. But it's not exciting enough to rank higher given what systems above it accomplish. Number 5. Samsung HWQ990D/F. Here's where things get interesting because the Samsung HWQ990F at $1,500 is an 11.1.4 channel wireless system that should dominate this ranking based on specifications alone. This is Samsung's flagship soundbar with included wireless subwoofer and wireless rear speakers, featuring 4 height channels for true Dolby Atmos, SpaceFit sound calibration, Q Symphony TV integration, and basically every feature home theater enthusiasts want. It sounds spectacular when it works, creating room-filling immersion that rivals dedicated theater systems. The problem is reliability, specifically wireless dropouts that users consistently report in online reviews and forums. The wireless subwoofer and rear speakers occasionally lose connection with the main soundbar, causing audio gaps or complete silence until you power cycle the system. These dropouts happen unpredictably, maybe once per viewing session or multiple times per movie, and they completely break immersion. You're watching an intense action sequence, and suddenly the rear effects cut out or the subwoofer stops working, pulling you out of the experience to troubleshoot audio problems. Samsung has issued firmware updates attempting to fix wireless stability, but the fundamental issue seems to be that pushing this much wireless audio data across 11.1.4 channels challenges even modern wireless protocols. In smaller rooms with minimal interference, the system works more reliably. In larger spaces or homes with lots of 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz wireless devices competing for bandwidth, the Samsung struggles. For $1,500, you shouldn't need to worry about whether your home theater will work properly tonight or suffer from dropouts. When the Samsung works without issues, it's easily top 3 material with spectacular sound quality, powerful bass, convincing overhead effects, and feature set that justifies the premium price. But reliability problems that affect enough users to show up consistently in reviews prevent it from ranking higher despite exceptional performance. If Samsung can solve the wireless stability issues through better engineering or firmware updates, this system moves up dramatically. Until then, it's an expensive gamble rather than a sure thing. Number 4. Definitive Technology Pro Cinema 6D. The Definitive Technology Pro Cinema 6D at around $1,000 is a 5.1 speaker package designed to pair with your choice of AV receiver. This approach gives you premium speakers at mid-range prices by letting you choose amplification separately. The Pro Cinema satellites are compact but sophisticated with balanced sound that works equally well for movies and music. The center channel handles dialogue with exceptional clarity and natural timbre. The Pro Monitor 800 subwoofer digs deep with controlled articulate bass that adds weight without overwhelming. The sound signature is refined and detailed rather than aggressively dynamic. Definitive Technology voices their speakers for accuracy and long-term listening comfort rather than initial wow factor that becomes fatiguing. This approach reveals details in movie soundtracks and music that more colored speakers obscure. You hear subtle Foley effects, ambient textures, and production nuances that make content more engaging even if the presentation isn't as immediately dramatic as speakers emphasizing impact over accuracy. The requirement for a separate receiver is both advantage and limitation. You need to spend an additional $600 to $1,000 on a quality receiver from Denon, Marantz, or Yamaha to properly power the Pro Cinema speakers. This pushes total system cost to $1,600 to $2,000, which competes with premium soundbar systems that include everything. The advantage is that you can upgrade components independently, starting with these excellent speakers and adding better amplification or additional speakers later as budget allows. The Pro Cinema 6D makes sense for people who value speaker quality over convenience and plan to build their system over time. It's a foundation for serious home theater that grows with you rather than a complete package you're stuck with. The balanced sound works for any content type, and the build quality ensures these speakers last for years rather than becoming obsolete quickly. And number 4, it represents the beginning of truly premium home theater, where every component is chosen for performance rather than price. Number 3, Klipsch Reference Theater Pack. The Klipsch Reference Theater Pack at $800 to $1,200 depending on configuration gives you Klipsch's signature dynamic sound in a complete package. Klipsch uses horn-loaded tweeters in their speakers that project sound efficiently and create that immediate sense of impact and presence. The system is available as 5.1 or 5.2 with 1 or 2 subwoofers, and you can add Atmos height modules to create 5.2.2 configurations. This flexibility lets you build a system that fits your room and budget. The sound is exciting and engaging with Klipsch's characteristic forwardness that makes action movies and games come alive. Explosions have impact, gunfire cracks with authority, and effects jump out at you with dramatic presence. The horn-loaded design creates wide dispersion, so the sweet spot for good sound is larger than typical speakers. You don't need to sit exactly on axis to hear proper imaging and tonal balance. The subwoofer or dual subs, when configured with 2, deliver room-shaking bass that satisfies bass lovers and makes low-frequency effects physical experiences. The limitation is that Klipsch's exciting sound signature becomes fatiguing for some listeners during long viewing sessions. The emphasis on treble energy and upper mid-range presence that makes dialogue and effects pop also creates a somewhat aggressive presentation that can tire ears over multiple hours. For 2-hour movies, the Klipsch sound is thrilling. For binge-watching an entire season, you might prefer something more relaxed. This is taste-dependent, and many people love Klipsch's signature for exactly this energetic presentation. Number 2, Nakamichi Shockwave Ultra. The Nakamichi Shockwave Ultra at $1,800 delivers 11.4.6 channels with 4 subwoofers, 2 external wireless, and 2 built-in. The bass is absolutely ridiculous, rivaling dedicated theater installations. 6 height channels create convincing overhead Atmos effects with 3-dimensional audio. Setup is simple, just power cables and 1 HDMI, no ceiling speakers or complicated receivers needed. Sound quality is impressive with clear dialogue, detailed mid-range, and extended treble. Properly engineered crossovers balance the massive bass. Wireless connectivity works reliably with premium metal construction. The limitation is size and price. 4 subwoofers dominate small spaces. At $1,800 versus Samsung's $1,500, you're paying $300 more for extra bass and height channels. Great for large rooms, but possibly overkill for typical spaces. Number 1, Klipsch Reference Premier. The Klipsch Reference Premier at $2,000 and up prioritizes sound quality with floor-standing towers, integrated Atmos modules, premium center channel, surrounds, and subwoofers with your choice of receiver. Sound quality is reference level with exceptional detail, dynamics, and accuracy. Towers produce full-range sound with deep bass and massive soundstage. The center channel delivers crystal-clear dialogue. Tractrix horn technology provides dynamic sound without harshness, with wide dispersion and exceptional build quality. The system is endlessly upgradable. Add components as budget allows, and upgrade receivers without replacing speakers. This future-proofing offers real value. Closed ecosystems cannot match. The trade-off is complexity. You need space, patience for wiring, and willingness to learn calibration. This isn't plug and play, but delivers the most convincing home theater experience for enthusiasts. The bottom line on 2026 home theater: budget systems under $500 disappoint. Mid-range from $700 to $1,500 delivers legitimate performance with some compromises. Premium above $1,500 justifies cost for enthusiasts. The sweet spot is $800 to $1,200 for excellent performance and reliability. Stepping to $2,000 provides improvements, but gains are smaller than jumping from $500 to $1,200. Avoid the bottom three systems. Start at JBL Bar 5.1 at $500 for enjoyable theater. Stretching to Yamaha at $700 or Klipsch Pack at $800 makes dramatic lasting differences. If this helped you choose better gear, hit like, subscribe for honest rankings, and comment which system you're considering.